Hi, I am Jody Rubel. I am teaching Tai Chi according to Cheng Man Ching, 37 posture form. I will be working on the first 13, which is also considered the first third of the 37 posture form. This is the third installment of a 3-week series offered by the Bhutan Library. I'm very happy to share that with you. It could be useful to go back to 1 and 2 because I'm going to be, I'll be doing some review, and this does have merit in its own right, but mostly I will be focusing on going through all 13 postures, and we will also try to go through it silently. And I will introduce you to a couple of loops that you can play around with to enhance your Tai Chi understanding. So to begin with, let's stand shoulder width, toes pointing forward, get a real nice alignment. I have given many alignment cues in the last 2 videos, so I don't want to overdo it. Just imagine that you have a golden cord tugging your spine nice and tall, that your tailbone is dropped, that your hips are soft and released, almost like opening up a dam so the weight of the upper body can pour through into the center of both feet, and even further into your root, into your ground. So use that kind of visualization, a golden cord tugging you up, getting you nice and tall, creating a solid alignment around which your muscles can kind of relax and ease their way downward, using gravity to kind of pull and open everything. Shoulders are nice and low. Lifting the shoulders kind of lifts up the heart and the lungs, and they don't sit properly, so we want to let everything just kind of sit where it's supposed to be. Long, slow breaths. Connecting with the center of our feet, feeling everything settle. We kind of want to emulate a flame that is in a still room. There's no wind fluctuating the flame, and then it rises nice and tall and straight. Also, the wax pooling at the bottom of the candle. Great. And slowly allow the arms to float up. Soft wrists. And draw the wrists back towards the shoulders. Heavy elbows. Open the palms. And catch the air. Feel the substance of the air as if you're moving through water. Again, the arms float up, buoyed by the liquid-like watery substance of the chi in the air, and slowly, still connecting, let the hands like parachutes glide down. Feeling how the hands connect to the root. As the arms float up, they're almost being drawing from the center of the feet. You feel a pull. Slow, steady, long breaths into the belly. the lower belly called the dantian. Which is also called raising the power. It's one of the first moves in the form when we get to that very soon. First, let's do another warm-up. Step the feet, again, toes pointing forward, a little bigger, a shoulder width and a half perhaps. The hips are level, the feet are flat on the ground, and I'm just gonna shift the weight 100% to the right leg, keeping my hips level, keeping my shoulders stacked over the hips without any kind of leaning. And then by folding into the crease of my quad, we call it, or the inner thigh, I'm going to turn. So I have all the weight in the right leg, but I'm not going to compromise my verticality. Just turn it. And now I shift the weight into the left leg, driving the weight into the center of the foot, folding at the crease, and turning at the waist. The shoulders follow the waist; they're connected. So I'm not turning at the upper body. I'm turning at the lower half of the body. You say the waist is the commander. Now let the arms flow freely. So I shift into the right and I turn to the right. I shift to the left, turn to the left. My central axis is not compromised and it's driving straight to the ceiling and down my tailbone in between both feet. Feet flat on the ground. Emptying one side and filling the other. Emptying and filling. This is the yin yang of our Tai Chi movement. One side alive, one side empty. Great hip opener. So wonderful for our internal organs to stir and stimulate the inner cavities. Internal organ massage. Let's practice our bow stance because we will be doing it many times within the 13 posture first third that we're going to undertake very soon. So drop the weight into the left leg 100%, turn your right toe to approximately 45-degree angle, drop into the right foot, step the left foot shoulder width, and slowly pour the weight 60% into the left leg. Make sure that both hips are square, as if there's headlights attached and they're both beaming straight ahead. Sit back 100%. When you sit back, make sure it's into the center of the foot, not the heel. Slight bend in the left knee as well. Come forward 60%. Let the right leg just drop at the thigh. Just the whole thing is what we call heavy and dropped. Sit back, 100%. Come forward, 60%. And it's just like, we call this sculling, going back and forth, or rowing your boat. Shoulders are heavy, top of the head, suspended, tall, vertical. And the hips soft and relaxed. Very nice. Now let's drop into the right foot, turn the left foot, 45-degree angle, drop into the left foot, 100% hips level, And step shoulder width with the heel first, no weight, and then slowly pour the weight into the right leg. And pouring 60% of the way into the front leg and sitting back 100% into the back leg. Coming forward, hips level, without rising or lowering, just nice and level. The hips go back and forth. Nice smooth motion back and forth. Gliding. Reeling a ball of silk. %60 in the front leg, 100% in the back. Great. So I'm going to go through all 13 postures. It will be quite a bit faster than in the last two series because I want to cover the entire third. And then maybe we'll get to do it time permitting, a couple of times together. So to begin, heels at 45-degree angles. The weight is equally distributed between both feet. Top of the head suspended by an invisible cord. And our tailbone is dropped. Keeping the hips level, drop 100% into the right leg. And step the left foot shoulder width, toe pointing north. Slowly pour the weight into the left leg. Rotating at the waist. Turn at the heel and square both toes forward. Rise and allow the arms to float up like we did earlier. Feeling the power. Good. And I'll drop, keeping the hips level, drop 100% into the left, into the center of the left foot. The right arm levers up, rotate on the right heel, turning the toe to the east. Slowly pour the weight into the right leg, form a ball, turn the waist to the northeast, and keeping your shoulder width, step the left heel forward for a bow stance. Now we're slowly going to pour the weight 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 into the left leg. And then we're going to turn 10 more percent, rotating on the right heel. We're 60% into the left leg now. And our left hand is facing our chest, and our right hand is hanging over the right thigh, 60% of the weight in the left leg. Continue shifting the weight forward into the left leg, 100%, form a ball, come up on the right toe, and step the right heel to the east, shoulder width, slowly pour the weight into the right leg, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. As you do, the right hand rises. And now for the last 10%, rotate on the left heel and square to the east. And we have a ward off left, or catch a sparrow by the tail. Right palm facing the chest, fingers of the left hand shooting over the ridge of the right hand. Keep the weight forward as you turn the waist to the southeast. Shift the weight back 100%, and as you do, catch a drip with the left hand underneath the right elbow. Turning the waist to the northeast. Circle the left arm around the elbow joint. And when you get to the top of the left hand, flop it and slowly pour the weight into the right leg, 60%, and press. That is your great rollback. I'm just going to show it from this side. So this is ward off right, turn the waist to the right, sit back, and turn the waist to the left, circling the left arm around the elbow joint, flopping at the top, slowly pouring the weight, and squaring. So we want to be facing the east when we're in this position. Sit back 100% and hug a small tree. Now come forward 60% with our bow stance. Rotate the palms and push. Sit back 100%, extend both hands forward. And rotate on the right heel, turning to the north, setting the right toe all the way to the north. Begin forming your hook with your right hand, shifting the weight into the right leg, and flipping the left palm so it's facing the ceiling, bringing both hands into the belly. And as you shift the weight 100% to the right leg, the right hand extends to the northeast corner, stepping the left foot to the west, shoulder width at first empty, and then slowly pour the weight 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. The left hand sweeps open like a windshield wiper. And then for the last 10%, swivel on the right heel and open up the left palm. This is called, from this angle, you can see it better, it's called single whip. So for you guys at home, your right hook will be facing the north, and your left palm will be facing your west. There will be 60% of the weight in the left leg. Slowly pour 100% of the weight into the left leg. Release your hook and open the right palm to the west. And keep your right arm facing the north as you turn your waist to the north. And drop your right heel in a right angle to the left foot, just the heel touching the ground. And this is called play guitar. So 100% of the left leg, and your right heel is touching the ground. Now swing both hands back. As you do, bring the right foot, right toe to the left heel. And now swing them back. Step along the same line that you just came, and slowly pour the weight 60% into the right leg. This is called shoulder strike. And from the proper direction, you will drop 100% into the right leg, and the right arm kind of spirals upward, turning the waist to the west, step the left toe in towards the right heel. White crane spreads its wings. So the back of the right hand is facing the forehead, and the left palm is facing just outside of the left thigh. Good. This is a nice tall position. Now allow the whole body to sink. Allow the right arm to kind of chop down and turn the waist, circling the right arm around the elbow joint. And let the hand flop, step shoulder width to the west, slowly pour the weight into the left leg up to 50%, rotate on the right heel, and now 60% in the left leg. And notice that the left hand kind of traced a line to the outside of the left thigh. This is called brushing the knee. Good, 60% of the weight in the left leg, a good bow stance, right palm facing forward. Drop the weight 100% into the left leg, pick up the right foot, and just pick it up and set the right toe to the north. Sit back 100% and play guitar again. Lifting up the left heel, 100% of the right leg. Turn the waist to the north, circle the right hand around. Flop, step, shoulder width to the west. Slowly pour the weight. And again, brush the left hand to the outside of the left knee. That's brush knee number 2. So your weight is again 60% in the front leg. Sit back 100%. As you do, the right hand draws back. I think this is our new material here, so we'll take it a little bit slow. 100% of the back leg, we're going to turn at the waist and swivel on the left heel so the left toe is pointing to the southwest. Slowly pour the weight into the left leg. And with our right hand, we're going to form a fist as we come up on the right toe and allow our hips to melt in the direction of the left foot towards the southwest. Good. Make sure there's a nice bend in the left leg, that we're sinking and we're solidly in the left leg 100%. The right toe is just for balance. And we're going to take a sweeping half moon step. So we're going to kind of sweep with our heel around the inside of our left instep and point our right toe to the northwest. Slowly pour the weight into the right leg as we do. The hands circle around back, and when we get 100% into the right leg, we come up on the left toe and turn the waist to the northwest. Good. Let's just try that a few more times. From the second brush knee, I'm going to sit back, draw the right hand down to the hovering over the right thigh, turning the waist, swiveling on the left heel to the southwest. I pour the weight into the left leg. I form a fist with the right hand. I take a half moon step to the northwest corner. And as I shift the weight into the right leg, both hands circle around back, behind, over, and then I'm shifting the weight slowly into the right leg. I come up on the left toe, and I turn my waist to the northwest. Now, I'm going to drop, chop, and step all simultaneously. So I'm going to drop with my right fist to the outside of my right thigh. Let me show you from this angle. I drop my right fist to the outside of my right thigh with the eye of the fist pointing to the side. I chop the left foot forward and the left hand forward, and I step the left foot forward shoulder width. Drop, chop, and step. So again, from brush knee, I sit back, I turn the waist, drop into the left, take a half moon step. There's no weight in my left leg and my right leg, and now I pour 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 100, turning the waist to the northwest, and then drop, chop, and step. My right fist is by my right thigh to the outside, left hand is chopped, and my left foot step forward. Now I'm going to slowly pour weight into the left leg, and as I do, my right fist is going to come up and turn so that the eye of the fist, the thumb side, is going to be facing the ceiling. And I'm going to drop 60% of the weight, and this is called a punch. So it's like this from this angle. There we have a punch. Good. Again, from brush knee, the second brush knee, sit back, levering the right hand down over the right thigh, turning the waist to the left, dropping into the left foot, come up on the right toe, 100% into the left foot. My fist forms on the inside of my right thigh. I take a half moon step into the northwest corner. It's empty, and then I slowly pour the weight into the right leg as I do. Both arms circle around the back. I maintain my fist with my right hand. I turn the waist to the northwest, drop, chop, and step. It's an empty step with my left foot. I slowly pour the weight into the left foot, and I punch. Good. Punching looks like this. And now, keeping 60% of the weight into the front leg, I'm going to release my hip, release the fist, and turn the waist to the southwest corner. Good. My left hand is going to kind of creep under the right elbow. And now, as I sit back, I'm going to draw my right forearm across my left wrist, open my waist, my hips to the northwest, 100% of the weight in the back leg, and now I'm going to come forward and push. 60% of the weight in the front leg, a good bow stance. Good. So let's do that one more time. From brush knee, sit back 100%, turn the waist to the southwest, drop into the left foot, form a fist, take a half moon step, drop into the right foot, circle both feet around, come up on the left foot, turn the waist to the northwest, Step to the west, drop, chop, and step. And now as you come forward, form your fist, bring your fist forward, just beyond the fingers of the left hand. And we're going to release, we're going to turn our waist to the southwest. We release the fist. We send the right hand to the corner by turning the waist to the corner, and then we sit back, drawing the right wrist over the right forearm over the left wrist, turning the waist again to the northwest, and coming forward, squaring 60% of the weight into the front leg. Settling both shoulders level. Good. So I'm just going to show you the final move, which is called crossed hands. And to better demonstrate it, I'm going to do it from the east side, although it's going to, in context, it's going to occur on the west side. But you'll need to see my hand, so I'm going to demonstrate it from the east side. I am in a left foot forward, bow stance, 60% of the weight in the front leg. My hands are in push. I sit back 100%. As I do, I swivel on the left heel and turn my toe to the north. I'm going to drop the weight into my left foot, swivel on the right toe, turning my waist to the corner, opening both hands, arms spreading. And now I turn my waist back, stepping both feet parallel, continue the rise of my arms. And when I get to chest height with the hands, left wrist sitting over the right wrist, I'm going to rise with the body and fall with the hands. And that is the end of the first third. Again, from the easterly view, which is not the actual correct side, but I need to just demonstrate from this side. I sit back 100% into the right leg, turning to the north, swiveling on the left heel that my left toe faces the north, and I'm going to, there's no weight in it right now, but I'm slowly going to pour the weight into the left leg. And as I do, I'm going to turn my waist to the northeast, circling the hands around. And now, when my hands get to about 6 o'clock position, if this was a clock, I turn my waist back. That's going to keep my hands circling. I step shoulder width. My hands keep rising. Left wrist sitting over right. Now I rise with the body and fall with the hands. So from the proper orientation, from the west, I'll do it in this time. You'll know what my hands are doing, even though you won't see them. I sit back 100%. As I do, I swivel on the left heel. So the left toe is pointing north. I drop into the left foot and begin turning my waist to the northeast as I swivel on the right toe. Turning the waist to the northeast, I circle the hands all the way down to the thighs, and now my waist bounces back to the north. I step my feet parallel. The hands continue to rise. Left wrist sitting over right. Rise with the body and fall with the hands. And thus ends the first third. Let me show you one more time from the proper westerly orientation. 60% my left leg. Sit back 100%. Swivel on the left heel, toe pointing north. Drop the weight 100% to the left leg. Swivel on the right toe, turning the waist to the northeast. Circling the arms around. When my hands get to the thighs, I turn my waist back. Stepping shoulder width. Continue the circling of the arms till my wrists are shoulder height. I rise with the body and drop the hands. So we end the first third as we begin. In a nice tall standing posture. This is the fundamental posture of Tai Chi. It will be, when we're 100 years old, it will be the last posture that we'll do in the morning. Good. So I would like to do the entire form slow paced and without talking. And we'll do that and just really enjoy it and relax into it. Very nice. That should have taken about 3.5 minutes. And it's something that we can loop around. So as we are in cross hands, when we drop, just loop it around and begin right at the very beginning all over again. And so I'm inviting you to do it again. This time I'll do it from a frontal view where you can see me better. Very nice. So to review our directions, the directions that I'm facing will be north, and then east, Tai Chi east, west, and south. I feel the energy in the room has definitely risen. So let's just unwind with a little bit of ice walking. So step your forward stepping foot empty as if you're testing ice on a precariously frozen lake, pouring the weight, sifting it down slowly like sand in an hourglass, continuously, smoothly, and gradually. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 100%, and swing the opposite leg forward without really using much effort, just swing it around. Keeping the hips soft, gentle. Top of the head is suspended, as if there's a stack of books up here, so you want to make sure you're nice and vertical. Dropping into the center of the weighted foot, feeling the flatness of that foot. So that is ice walking, and it's just a wonderful thing to do while cruising through the aisles of the supermarket, walking around the block. Just try it. Really, really mindful, slow, deliberate, well-aligned walking as you're walking down the street. You could do a little faster, and it still can work. Just like looseness in the hips. And people might think that you're walking with a little bit of swagger, but it's not a bad thing. So I would like to show you another type of walking loop, and maybe we'll do a golden rooster loop as well, which is kind of challenging. But after these 3 lessons, I think you might be up to doing some balancing exercises. So first, let's do our brush knee loop. So if you remember brush knee from our form, we're in a good solid 60-40 bow stance. 60% of the weight in the left leg. The left hand is hovering on the outside of the right of the left thigh, as if sitting up, like resting in an armchair. And my right palm is forward. And I just sit back 100% into the right leg. Turn my waist to the left, and as I turn my waist, my extremities follow, so that my hands follow, and my left toe also turns to the corner. And as I slowly pour the weight into the left leg, the left arm is going to circle around. And I drop into the left foot, I step shoulder width, pour the weight forward, and I brush the right knee. I brush my right hand to the outside of the right knee, brushing the knee. Sit back 100% into the left leg, turning the waist, and that will turn the toe. As I shift the weight into the right leg, I feel the ground helping me turn my arm around the elbow joint, up and flop. My left hand kind of circles around towards my lower belly, and I'm going to step shoulder width, empty, and as I pour the weight, my left hip and my left elbow come forward, and my left hand brushes the outside of the left knee. Sit back, turn the waist. As I shift the weight into the left leg, my left hand circles around, my right arm traces a path in front of the body and ends up on the outside of my right thigh as I square 60% forward. Sit back 100%. My right foot is empty, and I just swivel the toe to the corner, shifting the weight into the right leg 100%. Arms circle around, stepping, pouring. My left hand brushes to the outside of the left knee. My right elbow and hand kind of pour forward as my right hip squares forward. Sit back, turn, circle with the weight shift, step empty, and brush with the weight shift. And waist turn. Waist turn, weight shift, and waist turn. So in Tai Chi, we like to say the hands do nothing, and they just ride on the weight shift and the waist turn. So as I sit back and turn the waist, my hands just kind of come along for the ride. As I shift the weight into the left leg, both hands circle using the power of my root and the momentum of the weight shift. I step, and now I'm going to shift and turn my weight, which is going to bring my hands forward and help the sweep of my right hand to the outside of the left thigh. Sit back, turn the waist, and that moves both hands to the corner, shifting the weight, they circle. And as I step, I shift and I square. So I'm turning the waist and shifting the weight. It's powerful. One more time. 60% in the front leg, sit back 100%, turn the waist to the corner, pouring the weight into the left leg. Both arms circle around their elbow joints. The shoulders are relaxed and quiet. My left hip is squared in the direction of the left foot. I step the right foot shoulder width, pouring the weight. I turn the waist back, square towards the direction of my right toe. Brush the knees, sit back 100%, turning the waist, swiveling on the right heel, shifting the weight. I circle the arms, stepping shoulder width, pouring the weight. I rotate on my belly, squaring, and that moves the hands. Sit back, turn, Shift the weight, circles the arms, stepping shoulder width, pouring the weight, and squaring the hips. Turn the waist. Keep the waist turned in the direction of the right foot, even when we step. And shift the weight and save the waist turn for the end. Boom. That will give you some power with the waist shift. That's where your power comes from. Shifting the weight and turning. Good. So that is a different type of walking meditation called brush knee. You might not be able to get away with doing this in the supermarket, but ice walking you can. It'll just look like you're very centered and it's still. So the next loop I would like to introduce you is from a move called Golden Rooster, and it takes place much later in the form, but it is just wonderful for balance, and it's a really good exercise that I think you'll enjoy. And you don't need to know the whole form to do this. You can just kind of play with it. So let me show you in context. We creep down and then we pull up. This is called Golden Rooster. So to begin, sit your left foot back, toe pointing to the corner, and drop into the left leg 100%. The right hand's going to rise, and keep your hips level. Release your ankle so your toes pointing to the ground, and step the right foot back at an angle towards your corner. As you shift the weight slowly, the right elbow is going to get heavy. It's going to draw down, and the left hand's going to, the whole left side of the body is going to be light, and it's going to float up. Keep the hips level. Step the left foot back behind your right foot. And so slowly you're going to pour the weight into the left leg. The left side is going to get heavy and the left hand's going to drop. The right side is going to get light, and the right elbow and the right knee are going to rise at the same time. See if you can square your hips to the front wall. The fingers of the right hand are nice and full, reaching to the ceiling. Step the right foot back behind your left. Slowly drop the weight into the right leg. As you feel that drop, the left side of the body rises. And both arms are going to pass each other like ships in the night. It's just wonderful for your balance. Step empty with the left foot. Begin pouring the weight. The left hand is drawn down. The left side of the body gets heavy. The right side is light. And come up. So your knee should only rise in proportion to how far you can sink. So as I drop, my knee wants to come up higher and higher and higher. As I drop, my knee rises. Notice I'm not like lifting it with muscular force. It would look like this and tight. I'm dropping to produce a lift. Drop to produce a lift. Drop and lift. So this is not so easy, but it can be, our good balance can be cultivated through practice and through proper alignment, really listening to the center of our feet. So get in touch with the bubbling well. or that the center of the right foot in this case. Feel it like it's an energy center, a vortex, and it's sensing the ground. Feel it like a suction cup kind of connecting with the earth. Bring your awareness into it. It will help you, provide you with balance. Also, the golden cord at the top of the head pulling you upward will help as well. Let's just shake that out for a minute. And the final loop I want to share with you is catching a sparrow by the tail, or the great rollback, which we've done a number of times in the context of our first third. I want to just work through all the details with you and give this to you as something that you can do at home anytime, just as its own little loop. So sitting forward, 60% of the weight in the right leg, back leg hanging. Our hands are in a ward-off right position, so the right palm is facing the chest, the fingers of the left hand are shooting over the ridge of the right thumb. Keeping the weight forward, 100%, turn the waist to the corner. Now sit back as you do. Keep the waist angled to the corner, and the fingers of the right hand face the ceiling, and the left hand scoops under the right elbow as if catching a drip. Turning the waist to the opposite corner, circling the hands around. Notice I'm not circling from the shoulder, I'm just using gravity and momentum to circle the arm around. Still 100% of the weight in the left leg. When I get to the top, I begin shifting the weight. I keep my waist open to the very end, and then I square and press and drop. So that waist shift and waist turn is what's going to bring the hands together. So again, from ward off right, 60% of the weight in the front leg, turn the waist to the corner, and sit back. And now turn the waist to the opposite corner. Circle the left hand around and begin shifting the weight into the right leg up to 60%, square and turn. And just enjoy this great rollback. Just do it a bunch of times. Nice. So, in conclusion, we have laid out for you, I've laid out for you 13 postures of the 37 posture form. It is a loop that you can circle around 3 times. It's about 10 minutes, which is the equivalent of the entire form. It usually takes about 10 minutes. And I keep talking about chi and energy and feeling the air. And the reason why I can talk about it with so much conviction is because I've been doing this for a long time. And as you continue to practice, you feel the energy more and more and more. So I encourage you to practice and practice and practice some more. And the more you relax, the softer your approach, the more you let gravity just pull you in, sinking, relaxing, dropping without effort, without muscular willfulness, the more of an opportunity and chance you will have of feeling the energy rise. And that is the goal. And it's curious benefits. Relaxation through the whole body does allow us just much improved health and overall state of calmness, blood pressure, all these twists. I don't know, actually not twists, but turns of the hips, massaging the internal organs, and just improving our balance and maybe even our mental acuity. It's quite a mental effort to remember all these moves and to sync the whole body, moving the whole body as one unit could potentially help the communication from the left brain to the right brain, creating richer, denser neural networks. So the benefits are very much there when we practice. And so I encourage you to do so. My name again is Jody Rubel. I hope you enjoy this. Call me anytime at 201-508-7257 with any questions. And hopefully one of these days we'll team up with the Bootman Library and continue with the second, third, and the final third as well. Get the whole form down, and we can practice over this long winter. Anyway, congratulations for getting as far as you have. It's quite an effort, and I appreciate you joining me. So thank you.